Everybody, welcome back to another Daily Drop here on TarHeelIllustrated.com. I'm THI publisher Andrew Jones, and the topic today continues Carolina basketball. This is an addendum to yesterday's Daily Drop. Yesterday, we hit on three positives from the transfer portal for of the 5 players North Carolina's brought in. Today, the flip side, 3 concerns. And remember what our 3 positives were. Big-time experience, 24 minutes a game for average for all 5 guys. 226 made three-pointers, so they've all made three-pointers. They've been on the court at key times, made three-pointers, and winning. They're on winning teams, except Jaden Young, but Virginia Tech actually played above expectation. So overall, they're winners. Here are the concerns. No wow shot maker. Jacob and I talked and talked and talked. Carolina needed to bring in a wow shot maker. Didn't get it, or at least haven't gotten it yet. Now, we have said for a couple of weeks, we've reported what they have in the collective. A lot of people have taken issue with it, saying that there are other reports elsewhere that they trust more. Whatever the case is, it was misconstrued what we said about acquiring another player. We never said, A, that they offered Stojakovic only $700,000. Okay, we never said that. We never said they only had $700,000 to spend. We said that they had to cobble together outside money to make a qualifying offer to somebody. That's what we said. We didn't say the other things people said. So who knows? Maybe Hubert Davis still lands a wow shot maker. To this point, they have not. They have 5 guys in there. There are guys that have made some wow shots, and notably Kyan Evans late in the season, but nothing with any consistency. They lose R.J. Davis, who is the ultimate wow shot maker. He's gone. They don't have that. Ian Jackson had a lot of wow shot maker potential, and quite frankly, had he stayed at North Carolina, he would be the piece that they need. He could be that guy, but he's gone. Elliot Cadeau hit a couple of really big shots this past season. He's gone. Drake Powell could have perhaps emerged into a big shot maker. He had a couple. He took more threes late in the season. Hit a big one against Duke. Took some key ones late against Ole Miss. Didn't knock him down, but it was a really good sign that he took those shots. He's gone. You need to have the wow shot maker to complete your team. Now, maybe a couple of those guys will be born through the process of next year. I think Kyan Evans has some of that in him. Can Jonathan Powell be that guy? Does Jaren Stevenson just kind of like shake the tree from Tuscaloosa and arrive this different guy? We don't know. But right now, on paper, Carolina has not gotten the wow shot maker it needed. That is a concern. Number 2, scoring. Big time scorer. In addition to not having the wow shot maker, and those guys are usually big time scorers, they didn't bring in a big time scorer. Now, they brought in guys who have had big scoring games. Kyan Evans, I submit to you Colorado State's win over Memphis in the NCAA tournament as Exhibit A. That's a freaking dude, that game. It went for 23. Jaren Stevenson had 22 in a win at Texas. Jonathan Powell had some flare-ups. Vesar had some really big games. Jaden Young had a 27 and 26-point games late in the ACC season. So there have been some flare-ups with these guys, but nothing on a consistent basis. And if you look at their scoring, Evans was the highest scorer that they added. He added 10.6 points a game last year. Vesar 9.4, Jonathan Powell 8.3, Jaden Young 8.1, Stevenson 5.4. Collectively, they averaged 8.3 points a game. Now that's solid. They've added some solid scores. The problem is they're not joining a big-time scorer. Seth Trimble was in double figures, but he hasn't proven to be a big-time scorer. We don't know what the freshmen coming are going to be. The book on Caleb Wilson isn't that he's going to come in and average 18 a game. He could do a lot of things to help you win, but he's not projected to be a high-volume scorer as a freshman. So, again, a wow shot guy is going to have to emerge from this group, and a couple of big-time scorers, maybe one from this group and Trimble, 2 from this group and Trimble, are going to have to emerge. So it's not on paper yet. And that should always concern a fan base. Number 3, minimal rebounding. Not a lot of rebounding came in. Carolina lost 1,173 rebounds from this past year's team. 1,173. They don't have back much. What they brought in, 569 rebounds. Only 159 on the offensive glass. These 5 players combined average 3.2 rebounds a game. 0.91 on the offensive glass. The drop we did yesterday, talking about all that three-point shooting, they better make a lot of threes to offset what might be suspect rebounding. On paper, going into next year, this is not as good a rebounding team as the one they just had. That's a concern because this was one of the worst rebounding Carolina teams I've covered. Where are they going to make up for it? Is Caleb Wilson going to be a Baycott on the boards? Is Vasar at 30 minutes a game going to be a walking double-double? Does Jaren Stevenson suddenly become a rebounder? Low rebound numbers for him. But again, on the offensive end, they got you spread out all over the place with Nate Oates. But he's probably going to be that way a lot with Hubert Davis. That's one of the reasons Hubert brought in a bunch of guys that can hit threes. So that's a concern. They lost 1,173 rebounds from a team that wasn't exactly Tyler Hansbrough and company. It wasn't exactly Kennedy Meeks and Isaiah Hicks and Tony Bradley getting after it and Theo Pinson and Luke May. All right? They lost 1,173 rebounds, brought in 569. They brought in 159 offensive rebounds, guys. 0.91 per player. That includes Vasar. That includes a 7-footer, a 6'10 guy. You know all that length that Hubert wanted to add? Well, that length wasn't snaring missed shots. So that's an area of concern too. So what we've got here, they didn't bring in the shot maker on paper. The wow, big time, give me the ball, let me get you a bucket guy. They didn't bring in any high volume scoring. So when Hubert rolls out the ball in practice, he's going to look around and there's going to be one guy there that's a proven, consistent, high volume scorer. And the other thing is, who's the rebounder? And really more than that, who are the rebounders? Because when you go back and look at the wonderful history of rebounding North Carolina has, it's not a one-guy thing. It's a many guys thing. That's why I said about 2017, Meeks, Hicks, Bradley, May, Pinson, and so on. Those are 3 concerns from the portal. So you've got 3 really good positives that I talked about yesterday and 3 really concerning concerns, if you will, today. You let us know what you think. What are some other concerns? And from yesterday's, what are some other positives? I'm not limiting them to just those positives and just these concerns. I'm not saying that's it. I do think there are a few more concerns, and I think there are a few more positives. You tell us what you can come up with as well. We always want to hear what you guys have to say and continue doing so. Even though I'm leaving THI, we are keeping this channel, and it's a way to communicate with you guys between if you're not on our site to let you know where I'm going to be. I had some lines in the water before I made the announcement already because I knew I was going to do this. So we'll find out. Stay with us. We'll keep you posted. But right now, let us know what some other concerns are, and let us know if you're confident that these concerns won't be concerns, or if you're not confident and they will remain big concerns once they get into the meat of next season. I'm AJ, and I really do appreciate y'all stopping by.